Yo. So, we have 2 leg sessions during the week, and they are on Tuesday and Friday. The last video you guys saw before this, which is linked, was our Friday workout, which is a slightly higher rep. And this one is slightly lower rep on average, though to be honest, so we started with hack squats. No real good reason to start those than not starting with squats, but for us the good reason is that we've gotten so strong in the squat, it's really axially loading and compresses the spine a lot. Sometimes quads are no longer the limiting factor, it's how strong your back is, and our backs are strong enough to squat, but we might want to save our backs for bent rows and all kinds of pulls later. So we start with hack squats. In the first set is going to be between 10 and 15 reps sort of range, which is pretty heavy. Sometimes we go heavier still, where the first set is between 5 and 10 reps. So we did 4 sets of hack squats like that. The reps fall off every now and again just because of fatigue. Two more.
Very good. Hey, Charlie, come on. That's it.
Let's go.
Come on. Nice. That's how you do it, brother.
And then after 4 sets of hack squats, we went into 2 sets of high bar squats. Again, very quad focused. And there we worked with Joey, keeping his stance maybe a little tiny bit closer, but also really focusing on pushing his chest up and sitting into his knees, into his quads, so that it's a maximally stimulative movement for the quads. So sitting back isn't as advantageous in that regard.
Oh, yeah. Yes, man.
Stay upright. Big chest, up. We went to hamstring curls. That's our lighter hamstring stuff, but it's towards the end, no big deal. First set is roughly around 15 reps, and then the weight is the same, but the reps drop off due to fatigue. We did 6 sets, I think, 5 or 6 sets of hamstrings. Whatever we did last week, we usually add a set. If we're recovered, we were, so we did. Because of that, we functionally overreach a little bit and do just a little more than usual, put a little sort of cherry on top. What we did there is we did a whole bunch of what are called sissy squats, right? Are basically heels super high elevated, no weight, but we did 60 total squats, basically with less than 3 to 5 seconds rest between mini sets, kind of like myo rep squats. Awful, terrible, terrible thing, and huge quad pump. And now we're going to be essentially doing very minimal stuff, deloading for 1 week, and then after that we come back and we recycle the whole plan.
All right, so Dr. Mike, I have noticed that we haven't done any isolation work to the glutes and calves.
Yeah, so for glutes, we get most of our glute training just by doing compound pushing movements with our legs, leg press, hack squat, and especially deep squats. We also do lunges, usually every week, and those hit the glutes super, super well. Hip thrusts and all that stuff, you can do in your routine. We don't do it because our glutes are already big enough, and it's not really a limiting factor, and we're trying to save our systemic recovery ability for other stuff that's more important, like getting bigger arms. And then for calves, we don't actually train calves on leg day because we found that if you train calves before you do your quad stuff, it really fucks you up stability-wise for your squats and stuff like that. But if you do them after, you're so systemically fatigued that it's really just a dog shit workout for your calves, and it just extends the session. So what we actually do is we do calves before upper body workouts 3 times a week, because calves also recover quite a bit faster than quads and hamstrings. They're just not that big, and they seem to just recover pretty well, especially within certain volume tolerances. So what's been working super well for Charlie and I for training our calves is 3 times a week calves, 1 session relatively heavy, 1 session a little bit lighter, 1 session lighter still, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we get just a little bit sore or not sore at all every session, and we add reps and we add a little bit of weight and we add sets as needed. And my calves have grown visibly over the last year when I moved from 2 sessions to 3, so it's been working super well. Remember, there's nothing mystical about leg day. You don't have to train your whole leg in the same workout. You just have to make sure that all of your muscles over the week are attended to. If you want to learn more about that kind of stuff and how portioning muscle groups without the traditional split is a good idea, look up Eric Helms' full body program, Jeff Nippard full body program. And it's not really full body, it's just it gets the whole body in the week. Some muscles are trained 5 times, some 2, some 3. Give that a shot and let us know what you think. Is it dangerous to lock out the knees on the hack squat? It's a two-factor question. Factor number one is it chronically deleterious to the structures of your knee to lock out with heavy weight? So there may be no acute risk, although we have reason to believe that evolution has designed the joint to be locked out because it fucking locks out. And lastly, I don't really know anyone who's been lifting a really long time that has been lifting with proper technique that says they can't lock out anymore because they did it too much. So I just don't think it's true for most people that locking out is going to end up hurting your knees in any meaningful chronic way. And if that's true for you, fine, but it's probably not true for a whole lot of other people. It's certainly not true for me. I've been locking my knees out in hack squats, leg presses, and squats for 18 years now, and my knees are healthy as can be, healthiest and strongest they've ever been.